Looking for shaders? In this video I will show you certain shaders that will improve the look of your Minecraft. I will also show you my FPS with each shader using these specs. I am playing on version 120.4 with a render distance of 32 chunks. In vanilla Minecraft I got about 200 FPS on the surface and around 600 FPS in caves. And first on the list is Mellow. It is a very white and calm shader. It changes the sky color, adds beautiful clouds, soft lightings, and even changes the water texture. At the same time, it doesn't use many computer resources. My FPS test almost the same as in vanilla Minecraft without shaders, and I will give it 4 out of 5 for visuals and 5 out of 5 for optimization. Next in line is Amethyst, and just look at how beautiful it is for a low-end shader. Even though it does not change the water texture, it gives the water a nice purple tint. The same goes for the sky, the lighting and shadows look great. It even has sun rays, which already shows a good level of detail. And surprisingly, even though the FPS is not perfectly stable, it is still quite high for such a high quality and detailed for shader. I would give it 5 out of 5 for visuals and 5 out of 5 for optimization. And the third shader is Solas. It is one of the best shaders in this list. It has everything you need and even more. I personally use it quite often because the lighting feels very smooth and natural. It also slightly changes the block texture, which makes the light look more volumetric and adds more depth to the world. And on fabric the colors look much better. It deserves 5 out of 5 for visuals and 5 for optimization. The next one is Sildur's variant, and it is a shader with absolutely beautiful sunsets. The sun and its rays are very well detailed. The whole shader has this orange and purple color style, and that is exactly why I love it. The FPS is also very good for such detailed visual effects. I'm honestly not sure what rating to give it for visuals, but optimization it definitely gets 5 out of 5. I'm curious to hear your opinion, so let me know in the comments what rating you would give it. And next we have a foggy and calm shader, Insanity. To be honest, I would not feel completely comfortable playing with this kind of color grading, but it is very well optimized despite its strong visual effects like heavy fog and detailed water. I think it would work better for horror mod packs or for those who are tired of the usual bright and sunny shaders. I would give it 3 out of 5 for visuals and 5 out of 5 for optimization. Complementary is probably my favorite shader. I use it most of the time when I play. Everything about it feels great. Soft lighting, smooth rendering, beautiful blue water and perfect color grading. And I don't think there is much more to say about it. Just enjoy these beautiful views. I will give it 5 out of 5 for visuals and 5 out of 5 for optimization. Yes, the shader is not always perfectly stable, but that is expected from a shader like this. Next up is Photon. It has a very pleasant atmosphere and the colors really stand out with their beauty compared to the other shaders. It feels different from the other shaders and looks absolutely stunning. There is one small downside though. From a distance, trees do not have shadows, which looks a bit strange. But if you do not focus on that, the shader feels almost perfect. Without a doubt, it gets 5 out of 5 for visuals and 5 for optimization. The eighth shader is BSL, and you can see right away that it looks very rich and bright. The lighting is nice and the overall vibe really stand out. It is a bit too much for me sometimes, but it is still fun to play with this kind of style. The FPS is not very stable, so I will give it 4 out of 5 for optimization and 4 out of 5 for visuals. And one more thing, dynamic lights do not work with this shader, but maybe it is just me. Super Duper Vanilla, another one of my favorites after Complementary, and it can compete with any of the shaders on this list. Just look at the colors and the shades of the sky. It is something else. I really enjoy playing with this shader. The only downside is it sometimes has lighting issues, as you may have noticed, but with such excellent optimization you can easily overlook that. I give it 5 for beauty and 5 for optimization. If I could give more, I definitely would. Kappa is our 10th shader. I would say it is mostly a standard shader, but it still has something special about it. The lighting uses a noticeable eye adoption effect in darker areas, which gives the scene a more cinematic feel. The water has small wave details and performance stays surprisingly good for such a nice render. I give it 4 out of 5 for visuals and 5 out of 5 for optimization. Astravox is a very beautiful but demanding shader. The fluffy clouds and the slightly purple color filter really bring out the beauty of Minecraft. It looks great right away, but you need a good PC to run it smoothly. It also includes extra features such as black bars when you crouch, motion blur while turning the camera, and an interesting sun at night sky. I would give it 5 out of 5 for beauty and 4 out of 5 for optimization. Minecraft Ultrafast is a shader that does not change Minecraft color grading too much, but still adds some shadows and updates the sky and water textures like most other shaders. It doesn't become overly bright or distracting, it just feels comfortable and calm to play with. I would like to see a bit more FPS, since the shader is often described online as being made for low-end PCs, and I give it 4 out of 5 for visuals and 3 out of 5 for optimization. And the last shader is Bliss, incredibly beautiful but also the most demanding one. As you can see, it included smoothing and blur effects, which I really like because they make the game look softer and nicer. The lighting looks especially impressive and gives the world a very rich atmosphere. The FPS can be a bit unstable, but the visuals really make it worth it. I definitely give it a 5 out of 5 for visuals and a 4 out of 5 for optimization. I also recommended the lithium mode for better performance with and without shaders, and if you made it this far, subscribe.